And now, Knock 2 Studios presents Common Censored. Yar, mateys, and welcome to Common Censored, ye scurvy sea dogs. I'm Lord Sterling.
It's your boy Truck Fit Dre.
And we've got chaos in Congress this week, as there have been multiple altercations, sort of. Did you hear about all that craziness going down?
Yeah, McCarthy punching on shit, bro. McCarthy punching on shit.
Yeah.
He giving motherfuckers rib shots.
What a sore loser, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, Tim Burchett. This guy's cool. He's I think he's from either Tennessee or Kentucky. I can't remember exactly what, but he's been working on the UFO situation, trying to help create the UFO review board, which will force private companies to disclose technology that they've reverse engineered from retrieved, unknown entities, craft. So that's pretty cool. Although it's probably just a cover. They'll get all the information, then they'll just release enough to satiate the public while keeping all the breakaway technologies for themselves, I'm sure. So he's trying his best.
Yeah, most of it gonna be blacked out and shit. They're gonna have a lot of shit redacted, you know what I mean? Most of the shit that we see in the sky is nothing but military advanced,
blacked out, censored.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, most of the shit that we Phoenix see, lights.
Right.
Remember those? Like a series of like
lights. I was living in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
During that time. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. They there was these like triangle shaped lights that were an anomaly, all kinds of newspaper reports about it. Similarly, in Tinley Park, Chicago, during Ozfest in like 2005 or something, there was another series of lights that formed a big triangle that appeared in the dark sky above. In my opinion, like you basically said, this is these two Tinley Park lights, Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix lights. These are military craft that we have.
Military crafts, exactly.
Giant anti-gravity triangles. The Nazis were working on anti-gravity back in the day. The Vril Society was making allegedly saucer crafts, the Vril Bell as it's known. And so we won the war. We got the technology, or perhaps Nazis survived the war. And think about this for a second. This is a little mind bender. We know for a fact that the Nazis were colonizing in Argentina and South America. So World War II ends in 1945. And then 2 years later, all of a sudden, a saucer craft, an anti-gravity saucer, is spotted over Roswell, New Mexico. Doing recon on our nuclear facilities, basically, which is where we were working on all the nuclear stuff at that time. And so what I postulate happened is that it was not an alien craft, that it was Nazis who had been continuing their Vril anti-gravity research in Argentina and were doing some stealth recon missions over North America following the war. So that's possibly what happened there, but that's a major factor in my book series, The Core Saga, which I'm working on, which starts immediately following the Roswell incident, when the Navy contracts two underdog scientists with crazy theories who are shunned by the establishment to help them initiate contact with whoever sent the Roswell craft to avert World War III. Which is going to be fun stuff. I'm like 1,700 pages in, so that'll be, there'll be stuff coming out soon with that. But yeah, so the other day, Tim Burchett, or maybe today, accused former Speaker McCarthy of violently sucker punching him with a clean shot to the kidneys while they're walking down the hallway. Let's listen to this.
Explain to us what happened with you and Kevin McCarthy.
Well, I was doing an interview with Claudia from NPR, a lovely lady, and she was asking me a question, and at that time I got elbowed in the back, and it kind of caught me off guard because it was a clean shot to the kidneys, and I turned back, and there was Kevin, and I for a minute I was kind of, what the heck just happened? And then I chased after him. Of course, he's as I've stated many times, he's a bully with $17 million in a security detail. He's the type of guy that when you're a kid would throw a rock over the fence and run home and hide behind his mama's skirt. He from behind stuff. That's not the way we handle things in East Tennessee. If we have a problem with somebody, I'm going to look them in the eye and talk to them.
Okay, so he walked down the hallway, hit you with his elbow.
Yeah, you can go on Claudia's Twitter account. It pretty much or X account. It's very accurate.
But, okay, so then just explain. So you chased him? What do you mean you chased him?
I just ran after him. I was like, what the heck? Why'd you do that? Because it was like I said, if you've ever been hit in the kidneys, it's a little different. You don't have to hit very hard.
Sir. No, not at all.
Yeah.
And so he just, of course, as he always does.
Deny.
Denies it or blames somebody else or something, and it was just a little heated, but I just backed off because I saw no reason. I wasn't gaining anything from it. And then everybody saw it, so it didn't really matter.
Like he responded to you?
Yeah. He just acted like, what are you talking about? Who are you to, that kind of thing. And it's just, I think that's symptomatic of the problems that he's had in his short tenure as speaker.
And were you face to face when you had this interaction?
Yeah, but there's security detail, and I get it. They were doing their job, so it wasn't exactly like he wouldn't turn around and face me. He kept scurrying and trying to keep people between me and him.
And then
so pretty hilarious. And then we did actually have a follow-up story as well, where new reporters caught up with McCarthy, who of course denied it.
Of course.
Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy on Tuesday afternoon denied he sucker punched Rep. Burchett. Burchett claimed on Tuesday that McCarthy shoved and sucker punched him. And basically the allegation is that they were walking down a hallway and somebody witnessed it and said that the CNN's Manu Raju, with a cool name, said that a reporter witnessed him, and he said that he had plenty of room to walk and that he intentionally hit him. So he probably walked by, gave him a little shoulder check and an elbow. I know all about the shoulder check and the elbow because I used to play hockey. I was on a AAA team in Connecticut, the Connecticut Whalers, after playing for the Southeastern Connecticut Seahawks for a number of years, and that was my jam. I would duck down and rise with a shoulder check and use the elbow to just launch people. Not exactly fully legal, but got the job done.
If you mask it the right way, you know what I'm saying? You do some shit.
Yeah, so we actually have video of McCarthy's denial. Let's check it out.
A reporter was interviewing Burchett or something. I guess our shoulders hit because Burchett runs up to me after. I didn't know what he was talking about. Some reporters asked me. I did not run and hit the guy. I did not kidney punch him. I did not shoot anything like that.
You didn't shove him.
No. We were walking through. You were at HC5, right? You guys line up along the way there. It was Bruce Wester and I walking out, and he must have been interviewing someone. I didn't know it was him or something. I guess our elbows hit as I walked by. I didn't punch anybody. I guess it happened because when I was walking back further, I don't say somebody was interviewing me or talking to me, and he comes running up like, why did you hit me or something like that? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't even know something transpired.
But reporters or witnesses said it looked like there's plenty of room for you to walk and that you intentionally hit him.
There is, not a place. Show me a reporter who saw that. Call Bruce Westerman. Ask Bruce Westerman. No, I did not go up. If I would hit somebody, they would know I hit him.
He does know.
He said
Sound like he know it to me.
Come on now.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Um,
That's far from.
Congressman Kinzinger wrote that you pushed him twice while he was in Congress in the chamber.
Well, Kinzinger would have had it coming because that guy's a little bitch. You know, you remember crying Kinzinger? It was on the January 6th committee and everything. The unselect committee. Yeah.
When have I pushed it?
And I'm just joking. We're not advocating preemptive violence. Words, are greater than violence.
Kinzinger said he was in the back railing once, and you elbowed him and pushed him.
You said
and then
Gates.
Kinzinger.
Oh, no, I don't know about Kinzinger.
Congressman Gates, though, is filing or submitting a complaint to the ethics committee over this issue.
Oh,
Do you have
good.
any response to Congressman Gates?
No, I think ethics is a good place for Gates to be.
Can I ask you about
Burchett said that you're the kind of guy, this is his words, as a kid, would throw a rock and then go hide under his mom's skirt. That was his exact words.
Behind his mom's
What's your
skirt.
response to
That's
that?
not who I am.
Is there bad blood between you and Burchett? None at all after he voted to oust you?
Just a flat out lie, dude. He dissed Burchett for praying about the decision whether or not to vote him out, right? And then Burchett took that as an insult against his faith, which was the deciding factor for his vote. And they had back and forth between them. So there clearly is bad blood. Everything this dude says is a lie. And he's controlled opposition, in my opinion. What do you think?
Hey, man.
Controlled op?
Sometimes you gotta watch your mouth and shut the fuck up, and maybe things are playing to your hand. But since you spoke out of turn when you should have shut the fuck up, then you got voted out, brother. You got to deal with those consequences. You know what I mean? And still even a topic of discussion. And why is he still even there? I'm confused.
Yeah, good question.
What is he doing there? Like, he's voted out. Like, why is he still there? Like, go home.
Well, he was voted out of the speaker role. He still has a position in Congress.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't be necessarily against expelling him from Congress for sabotaging the movement. Speaking of hockey, there's another story we need to cover, a follow-up from a story from a week or two ago, which I don't think we actually talked about, but was a horrifying incident that occurred in a European hockey game where there's a guy skating with a puck and a collision happens and this other dude is coming at him and he lifts his leg up in the air like a kung fu kick and just skate right to the neck. And the guy was bleeding out all over the place, died at the hospital. And everybody was saying this dude needs to be arrested because that's not like a typical movement that you see in hockey. Your skates never come up. Did you see the video of it?
Yeah, bro, he looked like Jean-Claude Van Damme on ice skates, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He gave him that left, you know what I'm saying? The sideways, you know what I'm saying? That was clear. If anybody says that wasn't clear, that he made that movement, purposely, then I wouldn't be able to agree with that. From what I saw, man, that shit looked like he did that on purpose. Like, you're not even, why are you picking your feet up that high off of the ice anyways?
Yeah.
Like, that's basically a weapon when you take it off the ground and you point it at somebody. So,
Happy Gilmore said, I have a hockey record. I'm the only guy to take off my skate and try to stab somebody with it.
Yeah.
This guy's trying to compete for that record, I guess, now. But I mean, as a former high-level hockey player, this is not something that you see people doing. I could imagine, he gets in this little collision. It draws him off course from the body check he was probably going for. He may have stuck out his leg to try to use it to stop him and then went off balance and the leg went up a little higher than he planned. But either way, you're not allowed to do that. So it was intentional. And whether or not it was a couple inches higher than he had intended, I don't think it matters. This guy isn't doing black people any favors. He's like one of the few black people in the league, and he's got the highest number of penalties. And it's
making us look bad, Nick.
No, I know, it's so annoying, dude.
Damn.
Right? Damn. And so he has now been arrested. We're over here at Gateway Pundit. The man who slashed the throat of the hockey player Adam Johnson last month has been arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. Former NHL player Adam Johnson, 29, died from a massive injury to his neck during a game last month. And hockey players, dude, are a different breed. You saw Megan Rapinoe her knee blew out and she dropped onto the ground playing soccer. Soccer is just like, always falling to the ground, right?
Yeah, I'm happy it happened to her. I'm sorry, Father God, forgive me, but if you say that your injury is proof that God doesn't exist,
Oh, right, yeah. Talk about a logical leap.
Yeah, exactly.
As somebody who's been injured playing hockey, I broke my femur playing hockey back in the day, 7th grade. So I won't cheer on anybody's injury, but I totally, understand where you're coming from.
Yeah,
and karma,
yeah,
I posted on Twitter, karma is almost as big of a bitch as Megan Rapinoe herself.
Yeah, I don't cheer on the injury, but I don't feel bad at all. Like I feel like she got what she deserves. Even back when they won the gold medal and they asked her, you know what I'm saying? Like, who do you give credit to? And she said, myself. It's just like, what a
I deserve this. I deserve this.
Yeah, no, you deserve what you just got, and that's to sit down. Nobody wants to see you anymore. Goodbye.
Yep. Whereas hockey players are like a different breed of animal entirely, where this guy gets his throat slashed and he gets back up off the ice. A soccer player would be lying on the ground. Sorry to any soccer players listening. This guy got up and he's like trying to skate over to the bench, even though he's bleeding out. So a tremendous display of will and drive to even get up from an injury like that.
It's crazy
that he died, but he went out like a champion, no doubts about that. So the former Pittsburgh Penguins player took a skate blade to the neck. He was playing for England in the Nottingham Panthers when an opposing player's blade cut his neck during a collision. Everybody seems to agree that it appears it was intentional. And now there is an arrest. So
don't show it. Don't show it.
Don't show. Okay, I'll play it and put it off screen so we can hear the reporting. Yeah, we can't show it on.
They just
not actually
basically banned they just banned our last episode, y'all. So
we're gonna
Fluff Tube, banned our last episode. It was I think it was our best episode thus far because it was 2 hours and 45 minutes, and we retained all of the viewership during the entire episode, which lets us know that was the best episode that we've ever done so far.
Yeah, people are sticking around for the whole time. Thanks everybody for your interest.
So but it is up on Rumble, and actually the numbers are doing better on Rumble, which makes sense. We already know that we're on the list of platforms that they don't want to get big. So
we're going to change up the format a little bit and cover regular old stuff like this towards the beginning of our episodes, and then cover any election and Maxine type stuff in the second half after shutting off YouTube and dragging everybody over to Rumble. This investigation was launched immediately following this tragedy, and they've been carrying out extensive inquiries ever since to piece the events together, which led to the loss of his life. They've been speaking to highly specialized experts in the fields to assist and to continue working closely with the health and safety department. And the guy was arrested. So, we'll see what happens with the trial, and I'd be interested to hear his testimony. I did see, I think it was Jack Posobiec posted on X that he had been, the guy who kicked him was distraught on the bench and was like, in tears, and, but like, same thing with drunk drivers. You drive drunk, you kill somebody, and then like, oh, you feel bad about it, but you did it still.
You're still responsible. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So very sad. Let's jump back into our congressional conflicts over here. We had another interesting occurrence with Senator Markwayne Mullin. He stands up to fight a labor union president during Senate hearing.
He's ready to get down. He's ready to get down.
So
you could totally tell the bald head dude would have got washed. like my draws last night. He would have got washed.
This guy does look pretty cut, like
he looks
even through the
looks yoked.
shirt.
Yeah, he looks yoked, bro. Like he's about all of that life.
Yeah. He was a former mixed martial arts fighter, apparently.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. Which makes it dangerous to challenge somebody to a fight because you're if effectively proven at that point that your hands and feet are weapons. So
You know what to do.
you might be
You know what
seen
to
by a
do.
jury a little bit differently in that case. But so things got extremely heated during the Senate Help Committee hearing on Tuesday morning. Senator Markwayne Mullin, Republican from Oklahoma, nearly got into a fight with Sean O'Brien, the general president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, during a Senate Help Committee hearing. Mullin challenged O'Brien to a fight after the senator from Oklahoma read a tweet from O'Brien that called Mullin a fraud and continued to say, "You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy."
That sounds kind of. I'm not gonna say it. We can't say it.
A little Brokeback.
Yeah.
The cowboy theme, right?
Cowboy. Okay.
Yeah. After reading O'Brien's tweets, Mullin stated, "Sir, this is a time. This is a place. You want to run your mouth? We can be two consenting adults. We can finish it." Mad props. This was awesome. I love this. I'm the guy at the hockey game who was yelling, "Fight, fight, fight." You know what I mean? So I'm always down for, especially like, okay, so let's watch the video here and then we'll have some comments on it.
Like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company myself, and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
stop it.
Is that your solution?
He wants that. He want that.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit
Active.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
I hate Bernie Sanders.
United States Senator, sit down.
Dude.
Shut your ass up before you have a heart attack. Nigga, get your ass up out of here, bro. Like, come on. Hey, but he is speaking the truth though. Like, as a United States Senator, you do not want that to be like, you will always be remembered for that. Like, any bill you pass, anything that you do, it will always be overshadowed by you whooping somebody's ass inside the United States Senate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
true.
So,
but
Bernie made sense. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, the U.S. has a long and storied history of conflicts and politics being settled with mutual combat situations, like the Burr-Hamilton duel, where Aaron Burr killed Alexander Hamilton, who was the sitting vice president. Which is hilarious.
We're gonna shoot it out.
I'm on the Aaron Burr side of this conflict for sure, which is interesting because I am technically sort of related to Alexander Hamilton. Unfortunately, Alexander Hamilton's father-in-law, Philip Schuyler, over here. If you go to the Schuyler family tree and you search for Sterling, there you go, William Alexander Lord Sterling. So I have a little bit of a familial connection to the bastard who let my 7X8 grandfather take the fall for the Panic of 1791 and went to debtor's prison for manipulating the currency. But yeah, just kind of a hilarious situation.
Can I respond?
Hold it. If we can, no, I have the mic. I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't.
Shut up, Bernie. Shut up.
Hey, I gotta give Bernie old ass some respect. He was dead ass serious though. Like, hold on, let me take. See, hey, at least if we had Bernie, at least we got somebody who can speak and formulate sentences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got some passion. Like, we don't know what President Joe, but we don't know what you want to do, Uncle Joe. We just, we don't know if you confused. We don't know if you hungry, if you sleepy, if you want to go home.
You need a diaper change.
We don't know shit, Joe. We just know you need some. Man, damn. Oh, man.
I would have, if I was, Senator Mullin, I would have asked Bernie to referee. Be like, come on, we got a mutual combat here. Like we talked about Phoenix Jones. He had a cop referee of mutual combat in Seattle area.
Yeah, I remember
right?
that. I seen that video,
Yes.
bro.
Come on, Bernie,
Yeah.
you can ref. It would have been a
Yeah.
slaughter though, because like you said, he was
Bro,
like you
he
mentioned, he
would've-
was a mixed martial artist.
He would have finished. Look at him, bro. You could tell. Look, you
he's
could
got
tell
the broad shoulders.
he's yoked under there, bro.
Yeah, look at how wide
that.
his arm is right here.
You don't want that, bro. You don't.
I don't want that. I don't want none of that. Oh, he's at a he's standing up on a little box.
That's messed up. Yeah, he'll still whoop your ass though. Hey, go make a joke about his height to see how that turns out, Mr. O'Brien. I guarantee you he'll get that ass.
This is his tweet. It is him making a joke about his height.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's getting that ass. He's an Oklahoma boy too.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
That's probably why he called him an Oklahoma a cowboy, because you got Oklahoma State Cowboys. He might be an Oklahoma State Cowboy. That's their mascot. But
there you go.
I don't know. I wouldn't want those problems, bro. I'm just like, he's with that. Like, I wouldn't want those problems at all.
Yeah. Who's that Teamster that went missing? The famous Teamster.
Back in the mob days.
Yeah. You know what I'm
I can't
about.
remember. I can't remember his name, but bro, I remember it from Casino. Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
It would be kind of funny if the same thing happened now. I'm not calling for it or anything, but Teamster head goes missing after altercation with senator in Congress. You know what I mean?
Hey, bro. Hey, he just better leave that alone. You know what I mean?
For sure. So we got to follow up on another story that we had recently talking about a potential cyber attack in Australia. There is now potentially a second attack that has occurred, and Australian federal police are investigating a cybersecurity incident that paralyzed Australia's second largest port operator, which manages container terminals in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Fremantle. I don't know if I pronounced some of those right. I know I got Melbourne right, because that's a weird one. Right. They get all mad. It's not Melbourne, it's Melbourne. Double penetration World Australia is responsible for 40% of Australia's maritime freight and shuttered operations on Friday after a cybersecurity incident. Containers piling up over here. The company, quote, in collaboration with the cybersecurity experts, has worked tirelessly, making significant progress in reestablishing landslide freight operations at its ports, DP World Australia said in a statement. We have people tweeting about it, saying the cyber incident at DP World is serious and ongoing. DP World manages almost 40% of the goods flowing in and out of the country. So this is, that the scenario that we've been warning about, hacking that can just cripple civilization. I mean, like the way things are right now, civilization as a whole, it's more fragile than people might suspect. If you have an internet outage or a power outage, that it could just cripple everything, and freight stops moving, people stop getting supplies, the problems just compound and snowball, and everything gets worse. So
what worries me is Australia training ground for what's to come to our country.
Yeah, exactly.
What's worrying me, because you got to look at it like this: it's not only food, it's medication, it's like everything, bro. Everything is that's refrigerated. The power in your house, they could even shut down all of the dams to where we can't even access like clean water. Like, people have to understand that this could literally like hurt people for real. Like, no doubt about it. Even with your storable foods. Yeah, you got 25. Let's say you got storable food for up to a year that has a 25-year shelf life. Well, if you ain't got no power to cook that shit, or no generator to at least have a hot plate, or propane tanks on a grill, then you assed out. Like, pretty much, like there's nothing that you can necessarily do. So just even, let's say if we had a power internet outage for 7 days, just think of how many lives will be lost. How many people are on ventilator machines? Like, how many people need dialysis? I mean, we're talking about tens of millions of people would literally perish with just 1 week of no power or internet connection. It could have a a detrimental effect on our populace in America. So
catastrophic.
Yeah. So let's I all we can do is pray. I mean, there's nothing that we can do, bro. All we literally can do is have discussions about it like we do on a daily basis, and pray that we have very special people that is within cybersecurity that can at least catch this attack when it happens and have us back up and running within at least 24 to 48 hours. But with the current administration, we have to hope that they would actually want it to be restored in a quick amount of time, because the way I'm feeling, it's almost like if this happened, would they allow it to stay out longer just to prove a point against a certain populace of people? Would you see certain areas have internet connection and power reinstalled quicker than other areas due to how blue or how red they are? That's the type of shit that worries me. You know what I'm saying? We already know where we stand, so we got a clear picture of where YouTube stands on our content and who we are as
for sure.
Common Censored yesterday. So it's
living up to our name.
Yeah, most definitely.
Got nice and censored.
Yeah, it's definitely starting to get a little scary, because when things happen in other parts of the world, it eventually is like literally a training ground for what could be possibly coming to the United States of America. And I love my country, so let's hope that's not it.
Yeah, let's hope big time for sure. So let's jump into our next story. This is from Sunday. Trump lawyers to mount counterattack after weeks of bruising cross-examination in New York civil case. We're over here at Zero Hedge, who posted an article from the Epoch Times by Michael Washburn. The media and public should brace themselves for the most heated phase of the civil fraud trial of former President Donald Trump when courtroom proceedings resume yesterday on Monday. If past interactions between the defense and the judge and the government are any indication, on November 13th, the defense will begin to make its case on behalf of the 45th president and 2024 candidate.
God.
And Trump Jr. is expected to be the first to testify. Trump lawyer Christopher Keiss and Judge Arthur Engoron feuded throughout the cross-examination of President Trump, Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump, and Ivanka Trump. The defense attorney has objected constantly that questions posed were irrelevant to the legal issues at hand, and that no one could reasonably expect the people on the stand to recall the details of the documents, records, meetings, and conversations from as far back
2012. Come on.
2012, bro.
Come on,
13 years ago, or sorry, 11 years ago. 13. I don't know where that came from,
bro. Yeah, but like, damn, who's gonna remember all of that? Like off bat. And we know that they didn't want to turn over certain parts of evidence because they said it would be against national security or something like that. So it's like, you want me to present to you the truth about every single document that you're talking about and shit. I might not even have the paperwork that you guys are talking about in order for us to basically make a defense against. It's damn near impossible to remember step by step something that happened that long ago. Like damn near impossible.
Damn near impossible. So we're going to see the counteroffensive by the Trump team, and we will keep everybody updated on that as it goes on. Anything else you want to add to this topic?
No, not really, bro. Just I hope that they have a really good offense and that they have a really good defense. And I hope that they make Judge Moron look stupid and his entire counsel. I hope they just make him look extremely stupid and that these charges are dropped.
Yeah, what a weirdo, man! Posting like shirtless selfies in a high school, publication that he is that he runs.
Benny showed a post from his wife saying that she hoped Trump got COVID. Like when COVID hit the United States of America. It's like that shows right there that he is impartial
his wife
this
too.
case,
I
like,
saw there was one from Bill Burr's wife who said that.
no,
also.
it's from Judge Engelhart's wife.
Damn.
Yes, that she hoped that Trump got COVID. So like this dude, he should not be allowed to sit on the bench for this case, obviously.
Yeah, for sure. Same with Chutkin, and Letitia James should be thrown out of office for campaigning on getting Trump.
She ain't got long.
Show me
She
the
ain't
man,
got
I'll
that
show you the
long.
crime.
Yep, she ain't got that long.
Yeah. So the word liberal, right? It used to mean different things. It used to have American connotations, liberty connotations, and now it's sort of been co-opted and bastardized, but there may be hope on the horizon for colleges. The General Education Act renews liberal education in America, classical liberalism, from what I understand. This story was originally posted by Real Clear Wire. We're over here at Gateway Pundit again, who's reposted it, by Peter Berkowitz. On November 16th, the Ethics and Public Policy Center in Washington, D.C., the James G. Martin Center for Academic Renewal in North Carolina, and the National Association of Scholars in New York City, who this guy serves on the board of, will host online recentering our universities to release to the public the General Education Act. The GEA is a detailed model bill directing the establishment of schools of general education at public universities, written by EPPC's Stanley Kurtz, the Martin Center's Jenna Robinson, and NAS's David Randall. The model legislation sets forth guiding principles, basic courses, institutional structure, funding exigencies, and a timetable for implementation of centers of true liberal education. The GEA contains the most ambitious legislative proposal for higher education reform in living memory. It could not be timelier. It has long been evident that higher education in America has lost its way. Colleges and universities have largely cleansed the curriculum of requirements that students study the essential ideas and events of America's great experiment in ordered liberty, Western civilization more broadly, and despite multicultural zest, other civilizations. Colleges and universities have entrenched the censorious spirit that spawned trigger warnings, microaggressions, safe spaces, I'm going to add cry closets, and bias response teams. All aimed at protecting students from exposure to non-progressive opinions and at shielding them from facts that clash with left-wing narratives and fashionable campus causes. You know what happens when you're shielded and protected and kept safe your whole life? You end up being a soft little, we know
what it is. Biatch.
Gelatin creature. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean,
bag.
Yeah. If you cannot deal with other people's ideas, thoughts, words, ideologies, and way of life, how are you going to be successful in the United States of America? Everybody is made to be different. So because somebody is different and they have a different way of thinking than you, you need a fucking safe space. Hey, I seen a sign and somebody in the back window of somebody's car. It was one of those electrical signs that, the words go across, and it said attention, America is running out of tampons because it's full of pussies. And that's what this is. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is.
Totally.
What the fuck is a safe place? A safe space? Like, come on, bro. Like, I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. Like, so if you're a liberal, like, you get to protest violently. You get to say anti-Semitic things. You get to do anti-Semitic shit. You get to tear down our flags. You get to deface government property. You get to burn shit down. But if you're on the right side of the aisle, you could peacefully protest and get federal fucking prison time. Or if you make a fucking post about it, you can go to prison because you did not seem remorseful for what happened. It's bullshit. Fuck your safe space. Fuck your liberalism. Fuck your microaggressions. Fuck your bias response teams. All of that shit. Kiss my ass and stick it where the fucking sun don't shine. Tired of it. Tired of it. If you want liberal, they just need to have a liberal. If you want nothing but left wing and liberalism, well, they need to have a separate university for them motherfuckers to go to. They just
put bubble wrap all over the walls.
And just go over there. Just go over there with your soft ass and stay over there.
Put blinders
just
on like horses, so you don't have to see people looking at you in the hallways.
Yeah, bro. Like this is it's ridiculous. I know this video probably gonna get banned too, but because of what I just said. But fucking well, it is what it is. We're tired of it. Y'all probably gonna have to start coming straight to Rumble. It just is what it is. It's just what it is. Like, I'm not about to hold my tongue, bro. This is totally ridiculous. These are not the principles that the United States of America was built upon, and it's not the principles that our great centers of education, of higher education and learning was built upon. It's not. It's some bullshit.
Agreed, 1000%. And just to mention it, Gator in the chat brought up that it was Jimmy Hoffa that we were talking about before, the Teamster.
Oh yeah, Jimmy Hoffa. Yeah, they never found his ass either. They never found him.
Mystery Vicious Jr. I'm guessing that's how to pronounce that. Mystery Vicious. I'm not sure, but he's asking, what do you think? Trump Ramaswamy ticket or Trump Carlson ticket?
I'll take both.
Yeah, dude.
I'll take both. Like I can't like Trump. One thing you gotta look about Trump and Tucker is more powerful because there are so many people that sit on the right side of the aisle, but you have a lot of millennials who aren't necessarily Republicans, but they love Tucker Carlson.
Tucker, yeah,
he would definitely draw a lot of votes, bro. So I would actually I'm gonna say Tucker, bro, because he would draw way more votes than Vivek.
Purely for that,
man,
he's so good.
Vivek got that mouthpiece, bro. Ooh,
Trump and
Vivek.
So let's do Trump and Tucker for 2024 and put Vivek in charge of like disrupting setting ablaze the system. Him and Kash Patel can be in charge. And then in 2028, we can have Tucker and Vivek. And then after that, Vivek and Kash Patel or something,
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Hold on, let me get I gotta grab my vape, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna go too. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just kidding. I'll stay here with you guys and watch the band and everybody. So where were we? Colleges and universities have incorporated diversity, equity, and inclusion. You know, they do that DEI, but I think it should be diversity, inclusion, and equity for DI, because that's what they really want. They've incorporated DI training and anti-racism instruction into university bureaucracies and classrooms. These include in faculty as well as in students allegiance to the dogmas that America is racist, and citizens, private institutions, and government must transform social and political life by classifying individuals and redistributing benefits and burdens based on race. Dude, it's insane. I mean, like, it blows my mind how so many people who grew up, you know, hearing the Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech, you know, where my children will be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin.
Not the color of their skin.
And now all anybody wants to talk about is race.
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But, you know, and it's crazy how, you know, we have seen numerous amounts of acts of violence from people that look like me on to people who look like you. And none of it has been televised on national media. But anytime you got somebody that looks like you, my brother, they make sure to plaster it all over media. I'm like, what is this? What is this? Like, I stand for what's right and what's wrong, bro. Period, point blank. Right is right and wrong is wrong, regardless of the color of the skin, bro. You know, let's report it across the board. Everything that's going on wrong in society, especially the beating of young men by a group of other young men, that shit needs to be talked about.
Yeah, and that type of thing is like all over Twitter. Like, I'm scrolling through today and I'm seeing
all over Twitter
beating a white kid on a school bus. It's like every day. It just never ever stops.
It never stops. But you don't never see it on CNN. You don't see it on NBC, MSNBC. Like, what's going on here? Like, what? Am I blind? I remember the days where they used to love showing us looking like animals and beating and shooting each other. Now, shit, you could literally do anything. They had did you see the news article about in Memphis, Tennessee, there was a FedEx driver and they literally robbed the motherfucking freight off the trailer on the street.
Yeah, and the driver is walking back and they're just like, oh, like just watching as they're just stealing all the stuff out of the truck.
Bruh, like why ain't that on the news? Why ain't that on the national news? Like,
yeah, it's completely insane.
Come on, bro. Y'all made sure to put when the dude tried to break in President Biden's SUV. You know that was with his grandmother. They showed bust the cap in their ass. Y'all made sure to put that on the news. Okay, so let's report it all. I'm pretty sure the men who did that look like me. I guarantee you in DC. Yeah, they was some Negroes. So let's report it all.
It doesn't take Negrodamus to guess that. Remember that Dave Chappelle skit?
Come on. Hey, come on, bro. Let's report it all. I want my kids to be safe, bro. I need to know whether it's black, white, Mexican, whatever, Chinese, whatever it is. I need to know everything that's going on around me so my kids can be safe. The area, who did it, when it was, all of that. So I know, hey, I don't want to send my kids to that area. I'm gonna steer clear of that area. We need to be safe. So I don't know, man. This is a bunch of bullshit.
It just made me think of Negrodamus, and I'm like,
rest in peace, Paul Mullin.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. for sure. So yeah, the General Education Act charts a path of renewal in states that adopt it. Designated public universities will be required to establish schools of general education as independent academic units devoted to traditional liberal education. We're talking classical liberalism like Thomas Jefferson, as opposed to modern day liberalism. Presidents of these universities must appoint a school of general education dean who will report directly to them. The dean will be responsible for forming a large new faculty with its own procedures for hiring, promoting, and granting tenure to get away from like diversity hiring and all that. Schools of general education will be obliged to enact bylaws affirming the commitment to promoting rigorous intellectual inquiry in pursuit of truth, cultivating the dispositions and skills that produce independence of mind, maintaining intellectual diversity, and safeguarding free speech and nurturing lively discussion. You know, and it's not like diversity is a bad thing, but it's good when it happens naturally, and it's good when you know, by forcing it, you're just putting people against each other. And the idea of equity, you know, like you get equity in a meat grinder, you know what I mean? It all comes out the same from the other end.
It's almost like they're saying, "Hey, we know you're not qualified enough, probably not even smart enough, but we're going to admit you anyway."
Right.
I don't want my people to be known for being less than, so we're going to give them a chance. No, man, everything in my life I earned out of hard fucking work. Yeah. And I got a criminal background, so I had to work twice as hard, and being a black man, so I had to work twice as hard, and I'm not ashamed to say I worked my ass off to be where I am today. So, you know, whatever happened to, you know, strapping your boots up and, man, getting out there and making shit happen. Like, I'm confused. Like, why? I don't want anything handed to me, bro. I think that's one of the reasons why I went from being liberal to what I am today, is because I don't want nothing handed to me by the government. I don't want nothing from them, bro. I want to earn every single thing that I achieve in my life. I don't want nobody being able to come and say, "Hey, you remember we helped you with that." No. I got this shit out the mud.
Exactly. What's given can be taken away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So just wrapping up this story here, honoring these traditional principles in the General Education Act would go a long way to fostering the tolerance, civility, public spiritedness that is sorely lacking on American campuses and beyond. Then jumping back into the topic we were just discussing, we're seeing this they call it the soft bigotry of low expectations. We're seeing it in all kinds of stuff. And now a woke DC City Council moves to remove a social worker exam because black people can't pass like whites. And we got
I've seen that, bro. It's crazy.
Right? Yeah,
crazy,
what happens when you start eliminating standards? We're gonna have pilots where they're just like, you know, have you seen Idiocracy?
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah, I seen it,
Justin
bro.
Long is like, he's like, oh yeah, my wife's tarded. She's a pilot now. You know, like,
Hey,
is
huh,
that where we're headed?
Let me answer this question from Edward.
Sure, do it
Edward,
up.
bro, what made me wake up, bro, is it was two things. I felt like in the Democratic Party, I literally felt like being an African American was always a play for the Democrats to get votes, and then when they get the votes, none of the policies that they said that they were going to follow through with never happened. And another thing happened when Joe Biden came on and said, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black." I was fed up. I was over it. I was over it.
Dude,
I was
you've come a
done.
long way in a short period of time. That's
Done.
Good for you, man.
I
That's
was
awesome.
fucking done. Who are you as a man who has had privilege for a long time in his life, who does not look like me, who hasn't had the same struggles as me, to tell me that if I don't vote for you, I'm not black? I look in the fucking mirror every day. My mama is black. My daddy is black. I know that I'm a black man. You cannot tell me because I don't vote for you that I'm not black.
Right,
Those
like
are the
black
two
people
main
have
things
to
that
vote
did it.
one specific way because
Yeah,
black people are a
yeah,
monolith. They're all the
yeah.
same, you know. Like,
Those
are
are
you
the
kidding me? That's
those are the two
racist.
main things that made me turn. And then I also found out that the Republican Party was actually started by African Americans.
Oh, Frederick Douglass, was he in on that?
Look it up, bro. The Republican
I
Party
will
was
have to
started
look
by
into
10
it.
by Republican Party was started by 10 African Americans.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
they have
badass.
yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And we
whereas
know
the
who we
KKK
want
was started by Democrats.
AKA the Dixiecrats, and we know that they did not vote. We know that they did not vote to abolish slavery. We know who voted,
Yeah,
who really
repeatedly.
wanted to keep slavery. So you know, when I started to find all of this information out, bro, it just I
Rabbit
was like,
hole.
all right, nah, yeah,
Yeah, it just clicks, and then you like everything changes, you know.
yeah, yep.
So let's hear what Greg's saying over here. I love this dude, Greg. Like, we got to get him on the show sometime if he wants to.
Man, the Black conservative, he does good work, bro.
Yeah, he's real good.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about the hard bigotry of no expectation.
I like what he did there because they call it soft bigotry of low expectations, but it really is hard bigotry. It's like you're assuming that black people can't pass the same tests as everybody else or can't do the same stuff as anybody else, that they can't go get IDs to vote. You know what I mean?
It's bull crap.
Yeah.
It's bull crap, bro.
It's offensive. It's mind numbing.
So it's literally saying you're less than. It's saying you're less than. So we're gonna help you out. We're gonna give you a foot up. Like we're gonna help you. Like nah, man, no. Study harder. Go go into some of these classrooms where you get certified to be a social worker and ask some of these young men and these women or some of the older men and women and say, hey, I need some help. Could you help me study? I guarantee you there's somebody that's within the job that you want to do. There's somebody there that will help you, bro, that will help you get certified, bro. Don't abolish the whole exam. That's like saying, oh, you need a bachelor's to be a school teacher. Now all you need is a high school diploma. Come on, bro. It don't make no sense. It
makes
doesn't
no sense. And Greg has a great story about that too. He talks about how he was like not doing great in college when he first started, and then something happened that changed his mind, and he started working really hard and focusing really hard and started acing his tests, and went on to do a lot of great stuff.
Expectations.
Come on, man.
That we see all too often in a society that is becoming less and less and less meritocratic. Okay, meritocracy doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is why our society is falling off of a cliff. We're lowering standards across the board for all professions because apparently there's some people who, according to the liberals, just simply aren't, I don't know, intellectually equipped to pass standardized tests. So therefore, they're trying to rid standardized tests. And this time, what is happening is that we have a DC city council, right? Washington, DC. They're considering getting rid of the exam to become a social worker because apparently too many black people are failing the exam. No, I'm not making this up. This is a real story. And again, we should be ashamed to live in a society where we're even considering lowering standards because one group of people who happen to, be black can't pass the exam. Take a look.
Nurses, pharmacists, even barbers have to pass tests to work in D.C., but the D.C. Council is considering doing away with the exam requirement for certain types of social workers over concerns of racial bias.
Yeah, the move comes as the nation grapples with a shortage of social workers. Our investigative reporter Ted Oberg and the News 4 I-Team have been digging into this debate. Ted, what's at stake here?
Yeah, hey, Jim and Unn, social workers address the needs of our city's most vulnerable neighbors. And everyone we spoke with agrees it's important to make sure they are qualified to do that. But critics and now a DC council member say the test that's long been used to determine that readiness is holding too many people of color back from the communities that need the help the most.
Oh, we got a commercial coming through here. Sorry about that, guys. We'll hit skip.
On Catholic University's campus,
and I want to hear from each group.
Graduate students like Sarah and Nestor are preparing for a career helping others.
You're going to be a social worker.
Sarah is from Southeast DC and wants to fill a gap she discovered when she was the one who needed help.
When I searched for therapists in DC, finding a Black therapist as a woman who would see the same worldviews as me was almost nil.
All right, I just got to say, maybe you need therapy for that. Like the fact that you have to find somebody who looks like you to be able to help you understand concepts. That's disturbing in itself. You know, what do you think?
I'm a true proponent of anonymity. I do not want to come tell my deepest, darkest secrets and all of the things I struggle with to another African American person. I'm sorry. The chances are, especially if they live in the same city and state as me, the chances are my motherfucking business might be out in the streets. No, I want somebody that that is from a totally different world that can give me a different perspective, bro. I do not go to places. You know, it's like a comfort zone. Get out of the comfort zone.
Right.
Nobody is going to grow as a person if you don't get out of your comfort zone. I want somebody that's been married for 35 years, that don't look nothing like me, that's from a totally different background and has a totally different perspective on life.
That's
and maybe they can teach me some new shit.
Right, because she's basically saying that she just wants to go in there and have somebody be like, "Oh, you're right about everything.
To coddle you
is justified. Let me give you a hug." You know,
no,
you gotta fix your thinking. That's what you're here for, right?
you don't grow like that, bro. You're not gonna grow like that as a human being and as a person, bro. I want somebody
racist. Like that is racist right there.
Yeah,
you know,
it's bullshit.
Bad.
The News 4 I-Team sat down with the students, Sarah, Carla Abney, Emily Fortiz, and Raquel Ruiz, as DC contemplates changing what it takes to become a social worker. Only one of them, PhD candidate Carla, has taken the exam needed to become what's called a licensed graduate social worker.
It was one of the toughest things I've ever done.
She passed.
Good.
But the I-Team found there's growing concern that too few people who look like her are passing too.
What the exam is doing is de-diversifying the profession.
Catholic University.
Well, that should, like, who cares about that? What we should be looking for is good social workers. It shouldn't matter what, diversity shouldn't even be a factor.
Are you qualified to do the job?
Yeah.
Are you qualified? Because if you ain't qualified, So basically, everybody else who's worked hard as hell, like that sister who just talked, said it's one of the hardest things I've ever did, but she achieved it, right? So you just do away with them and just let these other people in. Like, how is that gonna make them feel? Are you gonna are they gonna take a pay cut because they didn't pass the entrance exam? Like, because they're obviously not equal to the other people that's doing this job that have passed this exam. So are you going to bring them in at a lower rate? Because there's no way in hell that they should get the same benefit as somebody who passed the test.
Right.
It just creates more problems. Now
Totally.
I guarantee you I guarantee you, watch what we say, by next year this time, the people who passed the exam are going to be complaining and they're going to go on strike because people who didn't pass the exam are not going to be qualified to do this job. I'm telling you what's going to happen right now.
If this goes through and they get rid of it, you know. Bro, and it's the same thing we're seeing in the military, you know, where they're like lowering standards for Marines so that women can get in, and like they're destroying our military's competency. I don't care if you're a woman. I don't care if you're a dude. I want you to be able to do 100 pull-ups if you're a Marine. You know what I mean? I want you to be able to run through the desert with a pack that weighs 150 pounds on your back.
For 25 miles. And, in 4 hours of sleep in 24 hours. Like, it's not an easy job. It's not.
You can't
it's
just
not,
pause the war so you can sit and paint your nails. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not at all. Not
and
at
I love
all,
women,
bro.
but maybe women aren't the best picks to be Marines. Let's be honest about it.
Bro, it's I believe that it shouldn't be. I don't know. It's not in a woman's nature. We shouldn't be sending our women to war, bro. I don't believe.
Right. We
in
talked
that.
about that. Like,
I don't believe we should send our women. How is the human race going to continue to happen if women are killed off, bro? Like, it don't make sense. Why would you want to kill off the birth of the future nation? Like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to send a woman to war? We're supposed to protect our women, bro.
Yeah,
we're supposed to. It's a
like,
part of our job.
Yeah. So wait till you hear the reason why these people are not passing these tests. This is
Professor Michael Massey says for years he's seen too many students of color succeed in class but fail the multiple choice licensure exam, which he says fails to capture cultural nuances.
And so we have great social workers of color who came to social work schools to serve their communities, and they're not being allowed to do it despite rigorous preparation at school.
Well, how can a question like what kind of cultural nuances are there? That can you think of a single question that like a white person can answer that a black person shouldn't be able to answer? That's on a social work test. Like what kind of nonsense is this?
Some people, I guess, they don't want to work hard or study hard. You might be on Twitter or Facebook,
right? And like,
too fucking
they
much,
passed
or
the
watch
schools because of like the whole rise of like No Child Left Behind, where they just let people pass every class even if they fail, and it's just making everybody that's graduating dumber and dumber and dumber. And so of course they're not going to be able to pass the actual test you need to get into the job because they didn't have to pass the same kind of criteria to get through school in the first place because of all the laxity. Remember that word? Laxity that's occurring on campus.
Hey, bro, in Portland, Oregon, they just passed a bill saying that they are not going to have state proficiency tests in math, reading, and writing.
That's an attack on our nation. You know what I mean? Like that's an attack, straight up.
Massey's among those who have pushed the Association of Social Work Boards, which for decades has administered the exam to release pass rate data, and the results were stark. Between 2018 and 2021, 76% of white test takers passed the bachelor's level exam the first time, but only 60% of Asian test takers did, followed by 53% of Hispanic applicants, and only 33% of Black test takers passed that first time.
It's easy to say, like, you could possibly.
I want to jump in here.
So they're not even saying that they didn't pass. They're just saying that they didn't pass the first times.
Right.
So they're not even saying. So that tells you something right there. They're not even saying that they didn't pass the test. They just didn't pass it the first time. You know what? When I went and got my CDL, I didn't pass the backing my first time. I had to go back 3 times.
And imagine if they just gave you your license.
I'd be out there wrecking shit. Like, I passed my driving test. You know what I'm saying? I passed my pre-trip inspection, but I didn't pass my backing, which is the hardest thing. When you got a 90-degree angle of 53-foot trailer into 2 white lines, that's literally 11 feet on each side. It's not easy, bro. And I didn't pass the first 2 times. It took me 3 times, but I passed it. Does it matter that I didn't pass the first time? No. Does it make me any less than the next commercial driver who got their CDL in 2019, October? No, it doesn't. That just means I had a little bit more work to do. That's it. That's all.
Yep. And speaking of driving, let's jump over to this. I don't want to play BCP's Black Conservative Perspectives whole video. You guys go watch it. Subscribe to his channel because he's really great. But speaking of driving and chaos, and let's jump over here. This is in Connecticut, in New Haven. Back to Connecticut. God damn it, they're they're
Pistol
ruining
wave in New Haven.
Yeah, check this madness out. These guys are just cruising around, just causing mayhem on this strip, just running people off the road, driving back and forth. And it goes on for a little bit, but they just keep going. They're hanging out the windows, doing donuts in the the stuff. See, just tried to run that van off the road right there. This guy's hanging out the window.
Lawlessness
Police
in
are
front
just,
of the police.
right? The police are just sitting here turning
The
around.
police ain't pull him over.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is
bro.
Mind-boggling,
police,
dude.
bro. Are you serious, bro?
Yo, these niggas is crazy, yo.
The police ain't get on him, bro.
Right. And they just keep going. This guy, look, just doing donuts in the, in the circle, screeching around. The cops doing nothing.
Hey, if I paid taxes in New Haven, Connecticut, bro, I would be mad as a motherfucker, bro. You didn't turn on your emergencies and go hawk him down and get him out the car for reckless driving, bro. For careless and reckless.
Right? Like, what are they? Is it more stand down orders? Like they're told just to not intervene if the suspects are black? Like, is that what's going on here?
Bro.
UPS driver like almost hit there, pulls over. They're just causing chaos out.
And you ain't even doing donuts in that piece of shit. Like, there ain't no smoke or nothing. Like,
yeah, he's
bro,
screeching.
like, you're in a Ford, bro. Like, those don't fix and repair daily. Those don't do donuts, my guy. Like, look, he's slow to turn around. Like, oh man, y'all looking bad. Y'all, I see why they call it pistol waving New Haven. They dangerous out there.
Is that a thing? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I got a partner who lived in Connecticut. He actually went to the federal penitentiary for selling narcotics in Connecticut. And he talked about New Haven, called it pistol waving New Haven. I see why.
Nice.
I see why. That's the danger.
Streets in the town of New Haven. The doors.
Yeah, that's the dangerous shit.
That's what's happening right now in Connecticut, apparently. And you know what? Apparently the co-creator of The Simpsons watches Censored. not really, but we talked about this a couple days ago, and now we've gotten a response from The Simpsons who say now Homer will continue to strangle Bart. So they're back. Yeah, they're reversing on their backtracking. Good for them. Hopefully there was big backlash and they realized that, they were fucking up and that you got to keep strangling children,
Hey, we grew up on The Simpsons, bro. That's just what Homer did. This wasn't a true illustration of what you do to your kids in true life. If you cannot differentiate a cartoon from real life, then you have a real problem. You need to go see some help. If you can't differentiate the difference between a cartoon and real life, you need to seek help, bro. Like, come on, bro. We all grew up laughing at if you was born in our era, you know what I'm saying? We all grew up laughing at The Simpsons, bro.
Definitely. And The Simpsons, they've changed their ways, but Target is still fucking up apparently because they won't let cops even arrest shoplifters. Apparently, we're over here at the Gateway Pundit again. I can't make this stuff up. Retailer won't let cops arrest shoplifters. The article was on World News Daily, WND.com. Guest post by Bob Unruh. We don't tell big retail how to do their jobs. They shouldn't tell us how to do ours. Target, a retailer that has long been socially progressive to the point of promoting controversial lifestyle choices like Satan's clothes for children and tucking clothes for children, and has been in the headlines in recent months for these actions. It happened because of its extreme agenda to promote transgender ideology with its displays of clothing designed for the transgender lifestyle choice. The moves resulted in negative feedback from a large proportion of Americans. Then, as NPR reported, it backed down, generating negative feedback. And we talked about how they were just denying it at all, like completely a week or so ago. Let's see. One of the focal points of the fight was that a series of products that offered gothic stuff, including Satan. Now there's a new report out that Target has gone extreme on yet another social agenda, the leftist agenda that includes essentially ignoring crimes like shoplifting. So like we just saw in Connecticut, cops just sitting by while cars are screeching around, running people off the road. Yeah, just letting it happen.
And you know what? I think that all insurance companies should stop insuring places like this, because you know what? They realize that they're not selling enough stuff off the shelves, money. So
cover the cost.
So let them steal it. We can just claim it on insurance. If I was an insurance company, I would stop insuring these places who basically allow people to steal. Walmart, they got sick of that shit. Walmart is about to have the police in their stores. Coming soon.
Yeah.
You won't be stealing. You won't be stealing shit out of Walmart. They're gonna have police in their stores. They just announced it. Yeah.
Oh, they actually did announce it. Wow.
Bro, they're about to have. Some Walmarts are gonna have substations, and there will be uniformed, gun-holding, law-abiding citizens in the name of the police in Walmart. So keep on going your ass up in Walmart if you want to. They got some police for your ass.
We've seen all these videos of like flash mobs robbing convenience stores and stuff, and obviously we're not condoning or promoting violence, but at what point do people just start shooting back, like shooting these indiscriminately into these giant mobs of people that are robbing them? You know what I mean? Like these dudes are driving around in cars that are literally deadly weapons, and the cops are just sitting by. They should be blowing out tires. They should be taking these people out. They're literally putting people's lives at risk in those moments, and nothing's happening.
And me being, in the trade that I'm in as a truck driver, you are held to the highest extent of highway law, of traffic law in a truck.
Yeah.
But you telling me you got guys in regular cars and you ain't gonna pull them over? Let me do some shit like that in a semi and see what happens, bro. I'm gonna be in prison. They do not play. So what makes them different from me? It's still a deadly vehicle. It still could kill somebody. It's like what? And you got people hanging out the window and shit. Come on, man. It just sets a different precedent, bro. It's not cool, bro. It's not cool.
It's not cool at all. And if you don't start laying the smack down on people doing stuff like this, it's just going to continue. You don't stop arresting people. They just steal more and more and more. There's dudes going in with trash bags into Walgreens, and like Walgreens like removed all their stores from San Francisco or something. I don't know. I can't remember all the details, but we've seen stores pull out of these areas. And now even the cops, Sheriff Jim Cooper over here says, I can't make this stuff up. Recently, we tried to help Target. And we're going to jump over to his actual post on Twitter here. Our property crime detectives and sergeant were contacted numerous times by Target to help them with shoplifters, mostly who were known transients. We coordinated with them and set up an operation with detectives and our North POP team. At the briefing, we were told by their head of regional security that we could not contact suspects inside the store. We could not handcuff suspects inside the store. And if we arrested somebody, they wanted us to process them outside behind the store in the rain. We were told they didn't want to create a scene inside the store and have people film it and put it on social media. They didn't want negative press. Unbelievable. It would be positive press. Somebody finally taking a stand against this would be positive press. Sorry, go ahead.
If you're a criminal and you see people going to jail, your ass gonna stop doing what you're doing. At least I would if I was a criminal. If I see somebody going to jail, I ain't going to Target no more. They taking people to jail. I mean, if you make an example of that, no, we're not going to stand for this. We're not going to allow y'all to continue to steal merchandise that is paid for by our corporation. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to continue to take a loss like this. Y'all going to go to jail. It would set a different precedent that, you can't just come here and steal no more. But obviously they like getting their shit stolen. I mean, they're Target. They did, Target, y'all the Target.
Living up to their name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're a Target.
You get censored, they get shoplifted.
Hey,
He continues, our deputies watched a lady on camera bring in her own shopping bags, go down the body wash aisle, and grab a bunch of native body washes. Then she went to customer service and returned them. Target chose to do nothing and simply let it happen. Like, you're letting people just take money from you. Take money, not even stealing product. They're pretending that they already bought it and just taking your cash. Dude, they're just giving cash to people. Yet somehow locking up deodorant and raising prices on everyday items we need to survive is their best answer. We don't tell big retail how to do their jobs. They shouldn't tell us how to do ours.
That's crazy.
Bro.
That's crazy.
It's so out of control.
Yeah.
So out of control. Meanwhile, we have dead people voting in Michigan. We have Eric Metaxas over here says, if enough of us finally come to realize we didn't actually elect Joe Biden, Then what? Any ideas? Let's take a listen to what's going on here. 17,327. That's the number of dead people who voted in Michigan's 2020 presidential, which we can't.
What?
We're still on YouTube. I forgot to switch over to Rumble. We're at an hour 14. Let's close over to Rumble. So let's close out YouTube so we can talk about this on Rumble without having to censor ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm going to take our Rumble link and post it in the chat so that everybody can join us over on Rumble. We just added it into the chat there. So we're going to shut out YouTube.
All the subscribers. If y'all watch this, press on that link. We got it. Yeah, we ain't.
All
we ain't
16
about
of you
to have-
live. If we don't see the Rumble numbers jump by 16, we will find you. Like, like those Stride gum commercials. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Disclaimer,
hopefully
we
they
will not
don't
find you.
censor. Yeah, and it seems to be that how they do it is once they start censoring one video, they start going through and censoring all your shit and give you strikes to where they take down your channel. So we definitely gonna have y'all come over to Rumble if y'all want to continue to support the channel, man, because
Big time.
It's just not.
And I'm already seeing people appearing over in Rumble. So thank you for joining us. All right, we are closing out YouTube, and we will talk to you guys later. See